of the US, bringing you a little bit of gratitude with attitude. Let me just clean my screen a little because it's a little dirty. I didn't think today would be not rainy, so I'm really happy to be here outside. I'm still visiting my friend. That is the beauty of being a digital nomad and studying my stuff wherever. So I'm T. Waldron. Let's see, I don't know what I want to say yet. Let's see, I'll give you what my channel's about. So if you're new, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I was running around, sorry, my mics were charging and I had to run across the house to go get them, and then the live stream cut out because we lost internet for a second. So I'm apologizing for being a few minutes late. Oh, here, I love this cup. It's my friend's cup. It says focus. Take a moment, if you haven't done so already, grab yourself a nice beverage. If you have some water, or this is a coffee with a little bit of vanilla protein shake in it, it's really nice to take care of yourself in the morning. So instead of creamer, it's nice because it's a little creamer and sweetness in the coffee and protein. So good morning to you. Cheers. Oh, I think there's a little bug in there. Okay. So today, let's start with a little bit of breathing. So you're going to inhale through your nose, and I'm going to leave my eyes open this time because you don't need to necessarily close your eyes to do deep breathing. Plus, I need to watch the chat. So inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. If you do need to leave your eyes open and you're not driving, you can loosen your focus and just focus on something in the distance. Inhale through your nose. You're going to hold it there for a few seconds. And exhale through your mouth. Today, and you're going to hold it out for a few seconds. Today, I want you to think about something that may be on your mind during our deep breathing, and see if you can just kind of let the stress, if something's stressful around in your life, and think if you can let it go during this deep breathing exercise. Let's take another deep breath in together. And exhale. Good. Good morning, everybody. If you're just joining me, we're doing a few deep breathing exercises. We're thinking about something that's stressing us out, and we're going to let it go through our breath. And it's a really powerful tool that you can use every day when something stresses you out. So you're going to inhale. Good morning. And hold that breath in. I'll chat with you guys after, but just work on this breathing for a sec with me. If you want to type in the chat, you can, but also breathe. Exhale. Very nice. And hold that breath out. And inhale. And exhale. And just so you guys know, you can do whatever you want at home, but you don't need to share things in the chat that aren't beneficial to everybody. So I appreciate your openness, but some things we don't need to know. And inhale. And hold it. And then exhale. Good. Okay, very nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate you liking. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Good morning. I'm not sure what you're saying, Keen. So good morning, Cleo, Fraser, and Soul. Better out than in. And Konix, thank you for putting the first like in there. And Keen, I'm not sure what you're saying, but I appreciate you tuning in and for your time and energy. So yesterday, thank you so much for the hearts. I'm not sure, doctor, but thank you. Hello, Auntie. Yeah, I get that a lot. So yesterday we were talking about like I mentioned, Carol Dweck and the marshmallow test. Okay, so this is a little bit of self-love with a little bit of science. So I like to tell you why I do a lot of the things I do with the self-love. Thank you so much, Konix. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, tomorrow I'll be 55. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. We talked about two studies. One was with Carol Dweck, and the other one was the marshmallow test. If you've heard of either one of those, I'm going to go over them briefly and tell you why they're important, okay? I thought Carol Dweck did the marshmallow test yesterday, and that was a mistake, okay? So, thank you. I appreciate that. So the marshmallow test did occur at Stanford University, so that's where I got a little confused, but that was where they put a marshmallow in front of like a preschooler, and they said, okay, don't touch this marshmallow, and if you can, wait like 10 or 15 minutes, you'll get 2 marshmallows when we come back. And they left the room, and they left these kids alone, and some kids could sit there and not eat the marshmallow and wait for that second one. And then some kids just couldn't take it. Like they tried, and then they ate it. And that they said that this test might show if you would have the patience to be successful when you're older. Okay. So that was really interesting. So it was basically, can you delay gratification, and can you, if you can not embark in the pleasant thing at once, you can do harder things. Okay. And that goes along with Carol Dweck's work, who also was from Stanford University. And I put a link to a great story about her in my posts. So if you go to my channel, I put a link to a really cool article about her in my post, but I'm going to read to you some of it. Okay. It's Carol Dweck. Now, she's won a lot of awards for her work, and her work is growth mindset versus fixed mindset. Oh, thank you, doctor. I appreciate that. I know this is heavy stuff, but it's really useful for all of us because it's how our brains work. So if you can hang in there with me, I'll try to make it interesting enough to help you in your life, because it's helped me, I know. Oh, you want to go to Stanford? I would love it too. I don't know. I think that ship has sailed for me, but cool. It's a very wonderful school. Andrew Huberman's also there. They do a lot of interesting studies on the brain, which is so we haven't even tapped into half the things our brains can do. So it's really interesting to see when studies happen. By the way, stay hydrated. This is just some water. Cheers. Yeah, that would be neat to get to Stanford. Let me know if you get in or if you make it over there. Oh, also, I think there's another woman, Mindy Peltz. She does a lot on fasting. She's also at Stanford University. Anyway, this woman, Carol Dweck, I'm going to show you her picture. There she is. So she did this study, okay, and it was, she studied people's study types. Now, she did a study seeing if folks were more interested in getting all the answers right on a test, okay, and kind of getting the high grades and doing that, or if they were more interested in learning, and it was okay if they made mistakes as long as they were learning, and they would do better. I'm not phrasing this really well, so I'm gonna read to you from the article because it says it much better in here. Okay, so several summers ago, she took a photo of her 5-month-old nephew. He was beaming with joy as he turned on a computer for the first time, and it struck her. This is what we're all like when we first learn. We're so excited to learn. We can't wait to learn, and it's joyful and it's exciting and it's a happy time for learning, right? And then as we get older, she continued, an alarming number of students report being overwhelmed by anxiety, depression, to the point that it makes it difficult to function. Thank you. Okay, you can keep those thoughts to yourself. Thank you. Okay. I'm trying to, give you guys some information you might learn, because I like this. I like learning this stuff. Anywho, all right. So sometimes when we're older, we get overwhelmed by anxiety and depression to the point that it makes it difficult to function, much less achieve our academic potential. This can lead students to seek desperate solutions, but mindset science can play a role in helping spark the students' joy of learning again. Okay? Okay. So that's really important. So there's 2 theories of intelligence, simply referred to as mindsets. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that, but knock it off. Hi, Natsu. Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay. So the 2 theories of intelligence, referred to as mindsets, the students can have about their intellectual abilities are the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Now, what do you think you are? I would love to know in the chat. Do you think you're fixed mindset or growth mindset? And I'll tell you what they are. Individuals with a more fixed mindset believe that their intellectual abilities are fixed. They tend to approach learning with the goal of looking smart and often shy away from challenges because they believe having to work hard at something or making mistakes means they don't have high ability. Those with a more growth mindset, on the other hand, believe that abilities can be developed. They are more likely to see effort as something that propels learning and to see setbacks as opportunities to build new skills. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, guys. Cheers to you. Thank you so much, Ingo. I appreciate that. Yeah, let's focus on this stuff. Okay. Yeah, so the growth mindset, you're okay with making mistakes. You're okay with having, having a mistake and failing, as long as you learn from it, as long as you get better, as long as you see that as a growth opportunity. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, keep it focused. Keep on topic. Thank you. Anyway, so I put the whole article in my, in the post on my page, so you can check it out if you really want to learn more about that. Yeah, I don't know. But also, I want to know what you think. Do you think you're more of a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? Because I used to be a fixed mindset, okay? I used to just think, oh, I've got to get good grades and I've got to, try to get into great schools and study hard and all this. And yeah, I did all that. But yeah, fixed mindset. And you know what? The beauty of that, guess what? You can change. You can go back. She says we're all a little bit of both, okay? And so I used to be a fixed mindset as well, and like really study and try to get good grades and prove myself to others. Whereas I find, and this is all my own theory here on this, that the growth mindset is somebody who you just care if you're learning. You're not here to prove anything to the outside world. And that is so interesting because it's a 180. It's like, it's kind of two sides of the same coin. You can be like just really trying to get those good grades and make your parents happy, or your teachers happy, or yourself even, to get those grades. And good morning. Hi. This is about mindset and how you can be your best self. So welcome to the chat, Guitar Freak. Okay. Listen, okay. Hey guys, keep it rated G. And if you want to think stuff, I don't care what you do on your own time, but put the productive stuff in the chat. Thank you, Mrs. Rogers. I appreciate that. And thank you, Guitar Freak. I appreciate that. Oh, I'm a Stoic Sigma, so I prefer the growth mindset. Amen to you, 3D the Destroyer. Beautiful. Beautifully said. Yeah, I didn't even know. Is Stoic one of those parts of the personalities? I know Sigma is, and Sigma's like a pretty cool, I think that's a really good one. Not that there are good and bad, but there are some that I would like to aspire to. Stoic is good too because you're kind of quiet and you don't talk too much. So that's pretty interesting. We don't have to say everything we think. That's a good point. We don't have to say everything we're thinking. We could just share the good stuff. Yeah, Stoicism. Yeah, I watched that guy, I forget his name. He's got like black hair. He did a lot of Stoic stuff. He did like with baseball teams and football teams and corporations. He's very cool. Yes, you can feel like you're forced into this mindset sometimes. Absolutely. And that's all of society is forcing us into a fixed mindset, because then we are easier to, we'll go do our job and we'll go study properly and we will do what we need to do. And it makes us easier, I would think, to control. Okay. And by having a growth mindset, we are looking to, learn and improve ourselves and gain power through knowledge and truth. Okay. Yeah, that's such a beautiful realization, Natsu. That's worth the price of admission for today. Growth mindset does allow creativity. That's so true. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys this resonates with you, Mr. Killjoy. And 3T. That's awesome. What happens to people who don't do all that asking for a friend? Yeah. So if you don't have the growth mindset, no biggie. I mean, it's hard, okay, but you have to just slowly start to change the way you think. Okay? Yeah. Oh, doing drugs. Okay, so that's really hard, because you can this is more getting into like free will. You want to help your friend, right? And I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, things can happen if people don't make good decisions. You can help your friend, but my theory is if they don't put as much effort in as much as I'm putting in, then I back off, because they're choosing not to accept the help. So I try to help people sometimes, and I'm in the situation right now where I'm working with someone, and it went really well for like a month, and then the the person is just going back into their old habits. And I'm finding it really frustrating because it's also affecting me because I'm thinking, well, why isn't this working and why am I not as effective? But then I had to step back and look at it. And yes, you end up enabling them. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, why isn't my help not working for them? And I realize they're not putting the effort in as much as they did in the beginning. So I actually have a meeting later today with someone to talk about that because I'm going to lay down the law and say, look, I'm here to help you, but you need to step up. You need to put that effort in and make that change. Otherwise, I'm out because I can't do it. You have to protect your energy. You have to protect your drive. You have to protect your ideas. You'll simply end up enabling them. That is so true. And it's easy to get sucked in because you care, right? You care about that person. You want to help them, but you're not helping them if you enable them. So it's really a lot to do with, it's their free will to choose what they do, and they might be in a bad place, but they really have to find it within themselves to change. Kurt Cobain, yeah, he was I don't know enough about his story, but I think it was a sad story because he had so much talent. Oh, welcome. Yeah, what's up? Welcome. I don't know, bro. That was a great question about Kurt Cobain. Yeah, this is about loving yourself and how science can help you love yourself. And it's not woo-woo. It's you need to do it to get through life well. Thank you, my dear. It's really crushing. Yeah, and sometimes you have to let it go. Sometimes let me see what you said about that. Yeah, it's crushing you because your friend's on drugs and you can't, and maybe you can't fix it. Maybe you can't fix it and you have to accept that, okay? Because we can't fix others. We can only fix ourselves. And we can only extend so much help before we get sucked in and get pulled into that and crush ourselves. So you need to do self-love and, extend help. But if the person isn't going to reach back and help, you can't do much. And sometimes they have to figure it out by themselves. Yes, you can definitely help them, but in the end, it is up to them not to. That's so true. That's very good. Yeah. All you can do is live as well as you can. Set a good example. Yes. Thank you, Guitar Freak. And if they're ready to do that, then they'll hopefully follow. Correct. And that's what I had to do for years. I was having a trouble with some of my relationships. Through my divorce, I did some horrible things. I was rude to people and mean, and I was just struggling myself and trying to survive. And I was completely alone, and I brought a lot of that upon myself. Since I've become healthier and really learned about this stuff and done a lot of studying and growth and cut some toxic people out of my life, I've become much healthier. But I have to protect my energy. Yeah, and I had to be a good example of changing. And I apologized, and then I had to step back and let them see how I'm different. Because you can say all you want, but sometimes that silence, that stoic silence, and just living your life well is how you teach. They saw that, and then they came to me. Okay, so that was beautiful. That was like, I was like, thank you, God. Yeah. Yeah, oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Mrs. Rogers. By the way, I love Mrs. Rogers. I don't know if that has to do with Mr. Rogers, the TV show, but he is like one of my heroes. What a great name. Very thankful for your energy. Thank you. Thanks for subscribing. And by the way, if you haven't yet, I have a ton of content like this. This is kind of just, freestyling over here today. But I have a ton of videos where I kind of research different science and put it together, why it helps to have the science backing, so you know why you need to love yourself. Okay, so thank you. And I always worked hard, but I was never kind to myself. And I think we need to learn how to do that, and we're never taught that. And that's why I have this channel, is because I learned how to do that. It took me 5 years to learn how to love myself, truly. And I want to, share this information with you because I didn't know it. And I wish the type of stuff existed when I was going through it, or even as a child. I would have had a much different life. So you may care, yeah, but helping people is delivering people the tools that helped you. Oh, wow. Drop the mic on that one. To see if they'll willingly pick up those tools and learn to help themselves with them. Yes. Oh, that's so beautiful, Mr. Killjoy. That's great. I find that the first step to change is the introspection of the self and accountability. Absolutely. A lot of people don't like to look within. It scares them. And it is scary. It is so scary. Oh, I just caught a bunch of, that's so true. And you have to assess where you are. I'm actually working on another video. One's going up tomorrow about what I learned in the first 2 years since launching my channel. I'm working on another one because I'm launching a business because I want to do classes locally here on the East Coast of the U.S. and through Zoom. But it's basically you have to assess where you are, and then you can make movement toward improving. Let me see. Victim, oh my gosh, that is a good. Victimhood is easy. Self-accountability is hard. That's so true. And you know what? People may not even realizing they're playing the victim. They may not know it. If they don't know, that's all they are aware of is, oh, poor me. And they've never even thought about taking responsibility. I take responsibility for everything now, and it is hard, but it's freeing. Unfortunately, sometimes hurt people hurt people. None of us are free from mistakes. You guys, this is the best chat I've ever had. I just want to say that. Thank you so much. I'm gratified. Thank you. Thank you so much. These are beautiful, beautiful thoughts. I'm like tearing up over here. It's so pretty. Hi, Billy. Good morning. Love him. He is the best example of love for all. Oh, that's so beautiful. May I know what you do as a profession? It is because things you say feel very much related to human mindset. Absolutely. So I, for 17 and a half years, I worked at a assisted living for senior citizens here on the East Coast, and I was the director of resident lifestyle. So I had the best job, okay? So I would create programs and then either run the programs for the residents, the senior citizens, or teach my team how to run the programs. And then I started designing programs for not just my community, but other ones in the company, which was so cool. And I loved it. I love it. I love being with people, and you know, when they're seniors and they have to move into a senior living home, it's very hard because they give up their homes, but maybe they're not safe alone. So I tried to really create a community so that they would feel okay being there because they were safe, they were loved, they had their meals, they had their, you know, housekeeping, and it was a beautiful place. And it was like going to a beautiful hotel every day. It was just a lovely, lovely place, but I wanted to make it home for them. So I've been working on this stuff for years and not even knowing it. So, but now I said, I want to do, I'm listening to myself. Like I had the job for everybody else, for my family and for finances and stuff, but I saved up some money. I'm going to school full time for a doctorate in metaphysical life coaching and a master's in strategic business leadership. I launched this channel and here we are. And I'm just so glad you guys have had a great chat today. I can't thank you enough. It's really been beautiful. Yeah, so thanks for asking, because the human mindset is crucial. And I actually lectured on the fixed mindset versus growth mindset and how to work with senior citizens with Alzheimer's. And I did a presentation at the Connecticut, it was the Connecticut Alzheimer Conference at Mohegan Sun probably 5 years ago. And that was the biggest honor because I had like 137 people in my lecture, and that was like a pinnacle. That was very cool that so many people were interested in that. Yeah, I was so excited about that. So I've been looking up, they're not doing the live ones yet. They still have a lot online of their education, but I would love to do another lecture like that, or maybe do a TED Talk or something someday. That would be very cool. But right now I've got too much going on, so I can't. I have to focus on the things I've got going. So thank you for asking, though. I appreciate that. Oh, you have to go meditate. Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, thanks. Thanks so much for stopping by. And meditation, that's awesome. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for leaving the like. And definitely subscribe, because I do this every day, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time and during the week. Thank you, Natsu. I appreciate that. I'm going to sign off now, too, because I actually have to study. Yeah, the older generation, I don't like our system. You know, our system is not good, and that was part of the reason I had to go, because I just think we should bring the young and the old together, because we are losing their knowledge. Like, they are so wise and so brave and so incredible, and they've created what we have here, and we need to respect them more and you know, maybe bring the young and the old together more. So that would be cool. So anyway, have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for this beautiful chat. You made my day, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, and I'll be on time. I'll have my stuff charged up. From myself to yourself, thank you for joining me on this journey. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.